It's Lifestyle, proudly brought to you by Lipton Tea, inspiration flowing from nature. Now we're going to be discussing status in relationships. Do you have a problem dating somebody who's not considered to be in your social class? Now they say if love should conquer all, then really it shouldn't matter. But then, to be honest, we live in a society where people do pay attention. If you are a lawyer and then as a female lawyer decide to marry a taxi driver, what would people in your society say? Yeah, but usually on the other way around, when it comes to men dating so-called, out of their social class is usually not an issue when they're looking for a wife or like a woman to date. Well, going to be having that discussion, and joining me now to do so, we have none other than one of our resident counsellors, Kuku Jamata. He joins me now. Good morning.
Good morning, Nama.
You've been away.
Yes.
You left us.
No, I didn't.
Welcome back. It's good to have you back.
It's good to see you too.
Okay, so this morning we posed the question amongst ourselves, and it's like, as Nanaba is like, no, she definitely thinks she wouldn't go below her status. Sandra believes in love, but she still thinks you have to be working with something.
That's right.
Benny, he says he doesn't care. He's a confident man. He can date anybody. But again, he can go up, but he wouldn't be willing to go low.
Down.
So let's just kind of define why is status an issue generally?
Status, you see, there are actually two worlds. There is that world that says that is society.
Mm-hmm.
And there's that world that says that is mine. So are you moving in that direction of what others says, or you're moving in that direction of what you want?
Mm-hmm.
What is status? If we should start from there. I checked and I was told it's some kind of it's actually a state. It's a condition. It's a situation. So quickly you can actually deduce from it and say that, look, it's not something that is permanent.
Uh-huh.
But if I'm actually in a relationship with somebody, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to study you. I'm trying to learn. And I'm trying to, as it were, understand you, so that if we decide to move on into marriage, I'll be able to have prepared myself.
Mm-hmm.
So here I come to a point, I see myself as I am in relationship with a person. I am in relationship with a person, not the status. Because the status is supposed to be, as we just seen, a condition.
Yeah.
And that condition can fizzle out. That condition can go. If I'm actually in relation with you, then it's between the two of us.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to, as it were, know ourselves, trying to build that acceptable sort of situation that we would like to find ourselves. But the moment we start counting the numbers in terms of what is your level, where have you gotten to, then we are trying to bring in that little competition. Because if I'm a bit higher than you, what is it that you say that I will take? If I'm a bit lower than you, then all that I do is that I look up to you, tell me what you want to do. So what we call relationship that ought to be at par, it's not there. What we are supposed to actually share thought, it's not there.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody is looking to the one who is higher and not looking at the one who is a bit lower. So it's a great concern. And again, it comes in as the expectations people are looking for. When I was told about this, I just did a little quizzing around, and I asked some few ladies and gentlemen around. And one lady told me, hey, in this modern world, I had to go for somebody who is lower than me because myself, I'm a bit lower. So here, quickly, I came to a point, I said, so you don't even know what you want. You are actually trying to look at somebody who is a bit higher. But how come the guy got there? How come the lady got there? You start from there. So if you say you want to go there, what if the thing is not there? Would you still be in relationship? Would you still be in love? Would you still be able to develop it? So we are bringing in a clause that is not ours. Because if I really want to know the purpose for me to be in relationship, it's about studying, wanting to know you more. So that if the time comes and want to marry, if the time comes and want to stay, we would have gotten to the point where we know ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
But here, we are using some kind of a clause. just to determine and define what it is about. Okay. So it's actually two worlds, and with this world of social media and all that, any little thing pushes into your mind, if you're not strong, you will accept it.
You accept what society tells us. Okay, let's look at why it's easier for a man to date somebody who is people will consider below their social status, as opposed to a woman. Like I said, if you're some brilliant doctor, lawyer, executive businesswoman, and you say, okay, look, you meet and fall in love with a taxi driver, someone who's a carpenter, when they're getting old and there's nobody, they just take anybody. But yet with a man, if a man is a lawyer, and in fact, even Dr. Maurice Ampao, he's a lawyer, and his wife is a seamstress, and he loves it. Not saying that seamstress is below, but he actually loves the fact that that's it. He goes, she only works with women, and that's it.
That's right.
But why is it easier for men to date somebody outside of this, or marry even?
You see, every man has what we call a future wanting to move into. So the man looks at it and say, who could or who can move along with me? I might not be able to do it alone. So the man is looking for somebody who can actually, move gradually with me to get there. So you come to realize that if a woman can really understand, sing along with the man is actually close to and will be with her. All right? Because there's that future that I want to get to a place that when I get there in the future, I want peace of mind. And I can see that trait in you. If that is the case, we'll move along. But again here, don't get to that level and start saying that the lady who is moving you towards the future is inferior, a bit lower. That is a question. So again here we have two. So if it's about that, then it means that the man is actually looking for somebody who can top me up. Because every man wants a woman to top him up.
Top them up in what sense?
In terms of, if tomorrow comes, would you be there? If I grow old, would you be there? If the need comes, would you be there? If my demerits or my flaws comes, would you be able to shield it? These are the things they're looking for. All right? So every man is looking for that angle. So if I can see that trait in you, it's a bit easy for me to go. Here I am, probably I'm not true, or I didn't get a mother who was around to have catered for me as I'm growing. So the man sees the woman as a mother. So you mother me through. That could also be a reason. But on the other side of a woman who says, because I'm a doctor, because I'm a lawyer, I cannot go for a taxi driver. It's your own definition. It's your own definition. Because who is a taxi driver? Is it not a person? Is it not a human being? Is it a condition that is permanent? That is it going to be a taxi driver throughout life? No. It's just a beginning. So if you are there, then let me know, let the world know that this is what you have. You like it. Just like as you're saying, Lawyer Ampao is saying, this is where I like it. And so I'll be able to develop. But who is a taxi driver? All right. He controls people's life. So you can redefine it. I said that he's not a taxi driver. He's more like a protector of life in terms of driving people to their destination, arrival. Okay? So you should be able to define it to suit you. You don't need to let the society, else you'll be swinging along with the society. And they will toss you here and there, and you wouldn't know what you want.
But let's be honest, most people do bow into the stereotype. Even, and there's been a lot of instances where maybe women or have gone with men who maybe were not on the same level, but over the years, of course, social status is not, you can move up and you can move down.
That's right.
However, the stigma, you're going to get it, even from your own family members.
You see, these are the difficulties. These are not what you wished for. But even if you want it, the voices and the people saying it cannot let you buy yourself into it. You tend to listen to them more. What will happen if you go for somebody who is so low the line? Look at the way the investment money that they had given to you, and you have actually graduated as a doctor, and then you coming in with somebody they see as low.
Or like the help. Somebody they do help, whether house boy, house girl, whatever.
Yeah, they'll question it. Why? Because they thought where you are now, you should be able to. But hey, what is it that you want? what is it, Amma? What is it that you want? Okay? What if they ask you to go for, and at the end of the day you become miserable? You see, there's something we are looking for. If we place status, then we are missing happiness. We are missing joy. We are missing peace in relationship. Because you are not getting what you want. You are following what the society says is good to their eyes. Not the one that is good to your eyes. Even if it's good to my eyes, I can't even say it. I hide it.
Okay. What I actually have a friend, and her whole thing is, like, she will not date a guy if you do not earn a certain amount. If you can afford to spend a certain amount on her, that's her. She sees and she's not moving. Is there something wrong with saying that, you know what, me dear, in life, I want this, this, and that, and if I don't get it, I refuse?
You have already defined your expectations. What if it's not there? What if you had it and it cut off? What would you have done? I mean, you were just living in a short-term scenario basis.
And everybody usually has an idea of their perfect mate.
But then you won't get perfect. You get an ideal. You rather ought to make it perfect.
So you have to make it happen.
You ought to make it happen. You see, we need to reorient ourselves to get it right. Else, we'll be always hurting ourselves. Because I want this guy who can spend so much on me. I want a woman who can do. And so you are always looking for. Even the good ones comes, you don't see it. And then later you come back and realize you made a mistake and all that. In fact, these are some of the bases of series of divorces that we see. Because see, you picture the person outside thinking it's rosy, thinking it's glory. And then you go in, you realize, no, wrong ticket. Okay? So what is it that society is going to see? Looking at myself. But hey, if I'm a lawyer and he's a kinky seller in the house, do we discuss that? Or we discussing what the tomorrow holds like?
Okay, Benny raised up this point in the morning too, that a lot of times if you do go so far out of your social circle, your social status, you probably may not even be able to really truly like identify with them in terms of maybe the other person doesn't fall to par and they can get insecure over time, and that can also destroy your relationship. Because if you're with your lawyer friends talking about the latest cases and that person hasn't got a clue, does that make sense?
That person in terms of your partner?
The partner who is not within your social status. If you go so far out, because they're not on the same wavelength as you, maybe the things you're discussing, the places you want to go, it doesn't match.
There's a way of handling this. There's a way of handling this. I mean, if I am you, we are in relationship, Mama, okay, and then I'm a lawyer, you are probably a seamstress down there. But you see, for us to be able to understand who we are, I'll be discussing some few things with you. So you'll be a bit of enlightened on what I do. You could also enlighten me as what we do. So when we go, we speak the language. Where it's a bit higher than you, my eyes will speak with you, because that is understanding we are building. Okay? And this one, it should be real bond. You see, we shouldn't just take it as just, I am just making it work well. No, it should be something you worked out. In other words, when you come to accept the fact that I'm a sales kinky, I'm a lawyer, this is what I have, I will turn her up, okay? And then I also would like to see.
You can help build your
exactly.
partner. Of course, okay.
Okay, and then we go. And I tell you, if I change you, Amma, from kinky seller to a 5-star restaurant, when the same people come there and eat, and this time your accent, your English, so powerful, so we graduate. So first of all, what is it that you want? Why are you going in for? Are you going because of yourself, or are you going on because of what people will say? If we're going to think about what people say, then I tell you, we'll be who we are now. You will always make it wrong, because you will never appeal to the eyes of people.
So you gotta happy yourself.
What if God says, this is the one I want you to go for? Adam, was he there? No. When Eve came? No. But as the eyes opened, Adam saw Eve. And what was the comment? Where was the status? Where was the question marks? Why are we now saying that society is what is running us? It's good. It complements it. If I have a doctorate degree, if I have a lawyer or whatever, it complements the relationship. It need not be a must. Because when it happens that you know what is happening? Then you kill yourself inside. you try to demean yourself, you try to develop some kind of inferior, some complexes in you, thinking that my choice doesn't meet my class. And so even when we are going, I'm not so proud to walk with you. I can put my hand in my hand and probably will move along. These are things that are there. And it's eating people. Somebody will lock somebody in the room and go out and do all they do because society says
they shouldn't be seen out with this person.
Why?
Interesting.
We need to redefine it.
Interesting.
If I know what I want, let me grow that person. Right. Let us become one.
Regardless of whatever.
Regardless of one. But my point, or in a can, as they say, utipeneme.
Are you my co-equal?
Are you my co-equal?
Okay, we have to end it there. I want to say thank you very much to Kweku Dumata, one of our resident counselors. So status. So yes, should you date your co-equal, or is it all I was going to say, but I'm not going to.